Right folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join me in the wild landscape of Scotland. And just look at this folks, today we're in this kind of forest environment and it's a crazy bit of abandoned history that I've just noticed, because this tree, like all these trees blew down in the storm, or most of them, so then they've just been taken away, and now from the main road you can see an ancient kind of remains of what looks like an ancient building. So I thought in this video, I've parked the wee Honda here, we're going to head on into this crazy landscape and see what this is. It looks like the remains of an old castle or an old folly in the forest. And this is the Glen Esk, like main road, just up the side of this forest. But yeah, it's not actually too far from where I'm parked to get here. I can just see a bit of wall. So I was just intrigued to see if it was like a castle or something, because it's so cool to document stuff that I've never visited before on videos. I love seeing new, like abandoned history. I'm just going to pretty much head as the crow flies along here, I think. It's crazy, just like forest terrain here. I love landscapes like this in the autumn, once the trees and stuff start to change colour. A forest environment has got so much like colour and atmosphere, it's just crazy. Look at this folks, there's a big sinkhole here. It's an early morning adventure here, so the sun's at a low angle in the sky here. Check this out, I had never seen this before in my life folks. Check it out. I could see it through the road and I thought it's so cool to come and check something like this out and see what it is. And I wonder what it's been. It's like been an old bit of a tower or something. Yeah, often when you explore a spot like this you get an idea of what it could be, but there's just such a small amount of this place that seems to be left here. That small bit of wall sticking up, it was maybe hit from the trees in the storm when most of this blew down. Glen Esk here was devastated and there was so many trees down like all over Scotland last year, well early in the year. This is incredible folks. This could just be an old folly or an old part of an estate here up at Glen Esk. Look, it's built right on the edge of this like drop in land. You have to think too, when a construction like that was made, all the land would have been different here. Maybe this was the edge of the forest and the tower here looked out over the valley, or down kind of out here. Like, it's crazy just to think back in time when things like that was built. It's so long ago. There's just a small remnants now of it that exists. Spider webs there again folks, that's crazy at this time of year. There's so many spider webs. Look at this, this is a massive pile of rubble right here. So this shows you, it's literally like the tower that we're standing on right now. Wow. This is cool folks, this is maybe like gamekeeping territory and stuff, and that's the only sort of folk that normally walk about this ground, and obviously forestry and foresters. Look at all the stones here underfoot. It's crazy. This is all stones probably from this tower. Sometimes also, like we saw at Panmure Estate, they used to build what looked like ruins at a certain time as a bit of a folly, where people who owned the estates would come at the weekends for walks, and sometimes around like the walks they would have various places they could sit at or relax. And often those places were built to look like even older remains of buildings. But with this one, I'll have to look at the map and just see. Look, it's got like ancient kind of like limestone, cement. Sometimes also in the Victorian era, if there was an old structure, they would come and restore it and try and look after it. The 1800s was at the first time in history that they started to think about that, like restoring old places to try and keep them alive. But a lot of the time in the Victorian era they used to drill into like ancient Pictish stones and put metal bits into them to hold them together, but that actually ruined the stones in a way because they were drilling holes in them. So yeah, the 1800s was an early time, and all that sort of fields of history and stuff like that. But this place has just come out of the blue, and it's been cool just to do a short video having a look at it. As you can see, there's just not a lot left here, and when I look down there, it's just a steep drop, but there's no really any historical features around here apart from this wall. But it's still been cool to come and see, and it looks like it's built with the stone which would have just been available all around here. The river Glen Esk is just not even a half mile probably over that way. So this was probably a key point in the land. If it had been like an ancient tower or castle in the land from, it could have been any time like 1400s onwards really. Maybe even 1300s, who knows folks. It's more likely to be 1400s onwards though, I would say. But then when you see the cement and stuff like that, that makes you think it's probably not as old as that. Most of those really ancient constructions were more of a dry stone. But wow, it's definitely ancient to a certain degree folks. Even if that was built as a Victorian folly, it's still a bit of abandoned, forgotten history here, just hidden in the wild landscape. That's been another cool adventure once again folks. I'm always amazed by the terrain that I end up walking through to find these abandoned places. Yeah, there's obviously been forwarders or forestry work going on in here very recently, so that's made it pretty easy to cross this bit of ground. And I think that bit where I've parked, that's for lorries coming to collect the wood. Yeah, so it's been handy. The adventure's just been fine folks. It is a bit windy out and about today, but the trees are kind of giving me a bit of protection in this bit of land here. Right folks, that's been a short video, but it's been cool to see the wee bit of history that we've seen. But I'm going to end it here. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll be back very soon with the next adventure.